Watch a lot of football. You and I have been involved in a lot of football, but the way that flipped towards the beginning of the fourth quarter, just what did you see from your group, and where did that thing change, and how much did you have to stick with that thing, because you had a lot go against you tonight to still get a win?
Well, I told him, I don't know, probably about 10 times, and I don't have any other words. I just told them how proud I was of them, because that was awesome. That was an awesome football game. I'll be honest, Mike, this is the game that I circled in the offseason. This was the game, and I am very proud of our kids for how they played in the second half. Going into halftime down, it was actually a 2-score game a couple times, but our kids did not stop. They kept on playing, and they got that thing turned around. And like I said, I can't be more proud of them for how they finished that football game. That was a game that we needed to get, and they did everything they could to get it.
How difficult is it for young athletes to stay through a process like that, a game like that? Because there were times where everything that could go wrong went wrong, and you stayed with it. How tough, though, is that for high school kids to have that mentality? I understand a pro and college level kid, but for a high school kid to stick with that.
Well, I don't think it's easy. Obviously, every kid's a little bit different, and every kid's built a little bit differently, but it's not the easiest thing in the world, and for them to keep on playing, keep on fighting, doing it for the brothers, doing it for themselves was awesome to watch. And like I said, I can't say enough how proud I am of them for the fight that they showed.
You got the big defensive stop, down 2 scores. They took over at the 11. Yeah. The game seemed to tilt right there. How big was that?
That was huge, because if it goes to 3 scores, and then you really it's a really big hill to climb. And to get that big stop when they started with the ball inside the 15-yard line, that was huge. And then the big explosive play at the very start of the fourth quarter to get us back to within a score, that sort of set the tone, and then it just continued to roll from there. And for them to be controlling the line of scrimmage for the first 2.5 quarters to sort of take that back a little bit was awesome.
Going to give you the chance to brag a little bit on the guys offensively, particularly up front on the run game. I mean, you got 3 guys nearly that got to 100 yards plus tonight. Your guys up front, what have you seen from them, and how difficult is that job that they have that sometimes is very unsung?
Oh, it is, and they did a great job. Obviously, we were able to, especially in the second half, really start to chunk down the field. I'll just go from left to right: Keaton Gibbs, Scott Fripp, Corey Crawford, Connor Farrell-White, McDowell. Those guys did a tremendous job today, and you're right, they are the unsung members of a football team, because when you've got your Drys and McLeans and McCarthys and Rices and all those guys that they're the names that are getting called on a play-by-play basis, it's because of what those other guys are doing.
Wrap it up with this: how do you feel about your team as you get ready to start district play?
Well, again, I like to fight and finish there, and that's the most important thing. And so obviously, again, build on that, and we'll find out probably tomorrow night. We'll get a good idea of who we're going to go ahead and play, and then we'll get ready. And again, now it's survive and advance and see how many games we can get ourselves.
Good luck moving forward. Congrats on this one.
Thank you.
Head coach of the Farmington Knights, guys, that's Erik Kruppe.